So, hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be the giant, well, we're not going to be playing Geometry Dash. I'm just going to be explaining how Geometry Dash is. And I'm going to explain some of the updates it's gone through. It's basically like one of those videos where it's like the history of Geometry Dash, but it doesn't really include everything that it does. And I'll also tell it for yourself about what the next 2.2 update is going to be. So, the game starts off with the clear, obvious stereo madness. Now, once you get onto the later levels, it gets harder, but the easy levels are the beginning levels. The easy. And they're basically the only level that basically doesn't just rage at you after the build-up. Like, sure, Stereo Madness is hard. I don't even know what I just said. Hardly any people have a time just being able to beat it. Levels in this game, like hardly any people can one attempt a level all the time. And its difficulty is how Geometry Dash is unique. But back when I went into the portal that I'm going to go in again, see this? See the character? This is how this game is separated from any normal Impossible game clone. It's not that much, but it makes the cube able to fly. And I'll go back in order with explaining, but a good example for the later on levels is that once you get far in the levels start off easy, but then they rage at you. The level I'm stuck on, Clutterfunk, is a good example in my opinion. For people who are bad at straight flying, you're gonna see the part that I usually die at. Because I'm bad at straight flying. I'm getting practice at straight flying. Okay, back to the normal bits of just kind of explaining Geometry Dash. But in 1.0, or whatever update started off as 1.0, in the first version of Geometry Dash, it wasn't called Geometry Dash. It was called Geometry Jump. And this level, Clutterfunk, wasn't available. There was only 1, Stereo Madness, 2, Back on Track, 3, Polarized, 4, Dry Out, 5, Base After Base, 6, Can't Let Go, and finally the last one, 7, Jumper. There were only 7 levels back then. You could build levels, you could build anything, but the game was only on mobile devices, I think. Don't get me wrong, I could be wrong, but my memory says mobile only. Yeah, it was only on mobile device. But nowadays, most people play Geometry Dash on a computer. And that's why I suck. But once you get really far on, the levels don't give you any mercy anymore. Take on Club. Let's look at Club Step. Not Step. It's just full on raging at you right from the beginning. And back in the update when Club Step was released, only the best of the best could beat it. This level was super difficult, and no one had beat it until like the third until a while after the Club Steps release date, no one could beat it. Because it was hard, unpleasant, and just unforgiving. Now we're getting on to blast processing. The game starts to calm down once you get on the later levels because you're no longer rated insane. I mean, I can beat blast processing, yet I haven't even beaten Clutter Funk. It's a really calm level, and it just lets the player relax a bit more again. Level blast processing isn't that hard. When it was added, it wasn't that hard. And it introduced the wave. Any person can beat a level, but you would have to be really good because no levels are easy to beat, and hardly anyone, as Late said, hardly anyone has an easy time beating it. A level. It requires immense focus to be able to master a level. Hardly anyone can master levels in Geometry Dash. I can only really master the first 3 levels, that's it. But hardly anyone has mastered levels. Sometimes I can master it. It's hard to master levels. Also, I love spamming the wave. And not all GD players know that Rob Top's full name is Robert Topala. Rob for Robert and Top for Topala. Yeah, that's why people call him Rob Top. Rob Top. Rob Top. Rob Top. That's why people call him Rob Top. It's actually for Robert Topala. It's short for that, I think. Like, that's just me. Honestly, I just think that's what it is. And Robert Topala. Does it make sense yet? It hasn't clicked in. Bruh. Hardly anyone's mastered levels. Back on Track, though, is kind of easy to master. Look, I'm not saying if you haven't mastered Back on Track, you're bad at this game. I'm just saying. Back on Track is pretty easy. Yeah, see? Hardly anyone mastered any levels. Okay. Time to go a few updates earlier. Geometrical Dominator introduces moving objects, I think. And also a robot. This robot is really insane. Boo! I'm not talking about just one. Look at electrodynamics. This level is really nice until a little while after the gameplay. Exit on Force is the same way, I think, from my memory. Starts off chill, but things take to the next level. Be honest, I never actually really played these levels, actually. But in this gameplay, this is what the game wants to do to you. This game wants to annihilate you. But the better you are, the more hard of a time the game has annihilating you. And not a lot of people know. Well, a bunch of people know that because, you know, when you're too good to die. Like me. And Geometry Dash today. You have really endless level to search. You can try and beat demons. There's an endless possibility that you can do in the creator. Well, basically endless. And a very big possibility you can look at all the levels. And the nightmare isn't actually that detailed. It doesn't have a lot of detail, and I just die on it. I don't know why every time I see it. But all the purposes. Some blocks you might not see here, but I can see it. Take the background, for example. It's changing, right? Well, actually, that's because there's a block making it change. It just colors everything the way you want it. And if you want to farm demons, you can farm demons. If you have the full version. Light, no. So far in the light, you can't even fight one demon. There's no demons in the light version. I think Robert Tapala stopped upgrading this. RobTop, sorry. Or should I say, Geometry Dash. The king of the Dashlands. Okay, I'm just gonna call RobTop the king of the Dashlands, okay? Also, some people rage at Colin for the impossible quiz he made. Yeah, that's just a copy. He copied it. You can tell because the little C. Yeah, that means he copied it. A bunch of levels are copies. The Nightmare by Jax? Not a copy. You can farm demons. You can do basically anything. You can decide to make your own level. Try and verify it. And that's what matters. Nah, JK, basically everything matters if you like it. This game, everything you like in this game matters to you. That's all that matters. If you like it, it matters to you. That's all that matters. No, wait, no, that's not all that matters. And you can make your own levels. You can make a hard level. Try to verify it. Without any start bosses, it could be harder, but you can try. And I'm not blaming you. Geometry Dash really is awesome. And it really does have an endless possibility. Well, thanks for watching the video. Bye!